Oh, welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we're working on a 1987 C10. Your local truck from Powell. Looks pretty good. I've seen this one running around. It's a good looking truck. Actually super clean for what appears to be an original paint truck. Good old vanilla with blueberry interior. Solid truck. Yeah, good plate. I like it. They're big, but man, can these things be made to handle, especially with all the stuff from QA1 out there now. They've got complete suspension systems for these things that are just amazing. TBI, factory fuel injected. The early one, it doesn't have the aluminum housings. These metal ones have a tendency to crack and break. But this is a great little truck to run and drive and have AC that works. Heck yeah, man. I would drive the wheels off that and then put another engine in it and drive the wheels off of it again. Pretty clean truck. Looks to have original control arm bushings in it. It's in here for some ride height help and an alignment. Let's see if we can get this thing sitting better. It looks to be sitting low on the driver's front. Probably a half inch or so. Maybe an inch. Let's get on the rack and get it checked out. Let's see what we can find to fix on this old girl. Odometer reads 26,470. It's probably 126,470, but that's okay. Got some rubber poly shims. Not sure that's going to do it. Let's figure it out. Let's get on the rack. I was a bit of a K5 Blazer nut myself. I had a 78, actually several times, because the guy kept selling it and kept coming back to me. It was a brown on brown, like bass boat flake, 78, I think, K5 Blazer, four-wheel drive, lifted, big tires. Then I had a 91 K5 Blazer, which was by far one of my favorite vehicles. Drove it many, many miles. 3-inch drop spindles. All original steering components. Looks like new ball joints, uppers and lowers. Coil springs have been changed. Huh. Figure out why we have a ride height issue. Lower control arm bushings are shot. That's probably a big part of our issue. Yeah, those are done. QA1 shocks, single shear. That's different. I don't think I've ever seen a shock in single shear like that. That's different. An old single shear up top. Well, that's on a Boss though. Good Lord, this body is clean. Where do you guys find trucks this clean? I always find them in a field knee-deep in mud. Guess I'm looking in the wrong place. Yeah, axle flip. Like a 5-inch drop. Frame notched. Ooh, I may have to talk him into some better exhaust. That'll be next on the everything we're gonna do, probably. Man, that is a clean truck. New bumper brackets. It was probably a step bumper before. Those look a lot better than the step bumpers in my opinion. Nice update. Yeah, nice truck, man. Nice truck. 700 R4 with lockup. Nice. I feel like those brake lines are on upside down, but maybe it's just because of the drop spindle that they're so close. I'd probably bend those a little. I don't like stuff rubbing. I mean, this is all gonna move the same as that, but as the brake pad wears, it's going to come out, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. So it needs control arm bushings. You can see how the control arms are pushing out. I'm not seeing any signs of other damage. Let's get a tape measure out, measure the frame horns. I didn't even know they did this. This is the first time I've seen this. It's got a tank on this side. It's got a tank on this side. Talk about a power tour truck. Got probably 215 or 220 gallon fuel tanks on this thing. That's awesome. Not quite 8.5 inches. And yeah, about a 1/2 inch off. Can I be sneaky? I don't know. Gravity. That was my fault. What spring is that? Maybe it's just the spring's in wrong. Maybe it wasn't clocked right. I want to reset both of these coils and make sure that my lower coil end is in the pocket, because the pocket is at the very back side of the lower control arm. See if that changes our ride height any. Not really a good place to put that insulator. The insulator normally goes on top, but this isn't correct for that style spring. We'll put those back in the box, and he can return those and get his probably $30 back. Trying not to get the box all gross. End of my spring on the lower side is in between the hole and the end of the pocket. I'm good there. Let's lock this side down. I don't think I'm going to even need my spring compressor. It's easy enough with these aftermarket springs to just pop them out and put them back together. So you can see that brake hose is getting rubbed on that. I'm going to make a little tweak to that hose. Hopefully I don't break it. So we've got a gap there now instead of contact on that brake hose. I like that a lot better. I'll do the same on the other side. So this guy here is actually in the pocket. So let's see if it sits at level. See if we made a change, made it better or made it worse. Alright, so my rears are 27.5 exact, or close enough, and then my fronts are within 1/4 of an inch side to side. It's higher on the passenger side by 1/4 inch. So, I suppose I could put one of those coils spacers on this side on the control arm side. It might pick us up a little bit. Let me go talk to the customer and see if he wants me to do that. And then we'll figure that out. This brake hose is still getting pretty bound. We're going to give it a little tweak over and down. I think it'll be a good thing. Alright, minor adjustment. Now we've got nice clear, no rubbing, no pressure on it. Now that hose will last a good long time. Man, if I was smart, I would have done a reading on the alignment before I started this, because then I could be changing my shims while I'm in here. That would have been smart. I reset both of my coils to where they need to be. And I decided to go ahead and take a reading because I need to kind of get this to a baseline, and I don't know what the alignment's at, and it's not happy. We got 3 degrees positive total toe. We got cambers are 1.5 degrees off. Let's go ahead and set our toe, get a baseline for caster and camber, and we'll make some shim adjustments while I pull the left front spring out to put one spacer in to see if that'll get us the ride height we're looking for. Actually impressive.
Hello. Hi. How are you? I need a favor. My car is broken.
Alright, so we have really just a camber adjustment. I got the toe squared up. My caster looks pretty good. It's even within 2 to 3/10. Not horrible on the camber. We're gonna probably bring this one positive, bring that one a little negative, try and meet them in the middle. And with the upgraded toe, it looks pretty good. I'll have to recomp it anyway, but I know I need to add shim to the front to reduce my camber. I'll take some shim away from my back to increase my caster. I'll take some more out of the back to increase my caster here, and I will add, remove some from the front to reduce my camber. So we'll try and get those squared up. Sitting here looking at this and I'm like, huh, that shock's mounted upside down. So I would probably resolve that problem if it was my truck. But the mounting angle is incorrect. It should be more like that so that it can cycle properly. That's not a great setup. Nice shock, just wrong application. That little spacer picked it up like an inch on this side. I guess I'll take that back apart again. I think, sir, you're gonna have to live with 1/4 inch side to side. It's really not that much. Let's see what he wants to do. Alright, well, that little shim raised it up quite a bit. We're just gonna pull the shim out. We're gonna leave it alone. I'll finish doing the alignment. And then probably if we ever get around to doing control arm bushings, it'll probably sit at the right level. I'm not going to do any modifications of the coils. I'm just going to leave them as they are designed. So let me pop this part. 3rd time's a charm, I guess. Anything worth doing once is worth doing 3 times. Part of that difference is my fault. I don't have the upper spring in the pocket correctly. So that's probably why it added so much. I was surprised it added as much as it did. And that's why it's not actually in its perch. So it's okay. I admit when I make mistakes, it happens. Well, it's 1/4 inch. I think we're going to leave it at that because it needs bushings. We've got 40 some odd old bushings in this thing. And I think that's really what's causing our problems. The coils, I have them in the pockets correctly, top and bottom. The top wrap on the coil doesn't fit the pocket as well as it probably should. And I can't clock the spring to make that fit up top because then the spring will be in an odd place. So we're just going to run it with this 1/4 inch difference. It's not perfect, but it's also a 1987 Chevy truck with factory original control arms and bushings. Let me hang the heads. We'll do another comp. We'll see. I made a few shim changes on my uppers to hopefully make an improvement, so let's see where that's at. Bad. I need more caster on my passenger side. The problem with these vehicles being lowered is that it makes it really difficult to adjust the upper control arms. And the passenger side is completely covered from the engine bay by the inner fender well. So you literally have to jack the lowered vehicles up with this front suspension system and pull the wheel and make the adjustments, which is kind of a pain. Might be able to sneak it out with a wrench, but usually that ends up in me bleeding. I don't like to bleed. My hands are beat up enough as it is. Alright, 2.6 for caster, negative 0.3, negative 0.5 for camber within 0.2. That's acceptable. And my toe's looking pretty good. drive it down the road, make sure my steering wheel's straight. But I think that's it for this one today. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. We got some more normal stuff coming through, normal hot rod, classic car kind of stuff coming in. And I'll be filming that for you as we go along. I've had a lot of chassis and alignment vehicles coming through, and I've had a lot of race cars showing up. So thank you very much to everybody who's bringing me the race cars from out of town. It's a real honor for me to be able to fix your guys' cars, and it's very satisfying hearing feedback from all the fellows that have had me do their chassis setups on their cars. It's really nice hearing their feedback. So it's nice to know I'm doing something good. At any rate, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and stay safe out there.